Welcome and welcome back to my channel once again, guys. This is your friend Abhishek, but not a financial advisor. Please remember this term and store it in your mind. Not a financial advisor, okay? It's important because the topic which I'm going to cover today is, by the way, not related to usual topics which I do cover on my channel, like stock market or real estate. And that's another reason why this video is not for my international viewers. I sorry to disappoint you guys, but I apologize to my international viewers. This video is truly focused for my viewers who are residing in Germany. So I'm really sorry. I will definitely bring you much more juicier updates for the stock market in the coming days, but this video is not for you guys. It won't be helpful. Yeah, but if you want to get some financial information or financial education for international market who are not in Germany, or let's say to learn something new, then yeah, you can watch this video. But if not, then yes, this video is not for you. So anyways, so like I said, guys, this video is an unusual video. It's not one of those usual videos which I generally make on my channel, and the topic which I'm going to cover is quite a controversial topic, to be honest. And the reason why I'm covering this topic in today's video is because I actually won't take the name of those channels. I don't want to like put those channels down or blame those people, but I do feel a sense of responsibility, and that's why I do think that every kind of information should be out there. Again, guys, I'm not saying that I'm 100% right either. Yeah, I can be wrong. I'm learning. Yeah, and if I miss some important piece of information, even if I miss in this particular video, feel free to correct me in the comment section, and I apologize in advance if I'm wrong about something, but I'm just trying to give you guys my personal opinion on this particular financial product, which is quite controversial. And the reason why I'm covering this, because like I told you guys, that there are many famous YouTubers out there who have a mass following of 200 and 300k, and they're selling products like how to get admission into German universities, public universities or whatever, and they're making business from this, which is good, which is really good, because they're also helping people. And why to do it for free when you're good at something? I don't want to bash anyone, but what I'm trying to say is that one of those YouTubers came out and said that this financial product is quite bad, and he just gave two reasons as far as I remember. Yeah, just two reasons, and those reasons were, in my opinion, quite, yeah, they are reasons. Yes, I do understand and I do agree to those reasons, but just giving out your opinion as a fact, yeah, is not so responsible in my opinion. So the reason why I'm making this video is to give out the information which is not shared with the people out there. And I myself was not a big fan of this financial product, okay, to be honest. But recently I became, because it helped me in a situation which I never thought of. Okay. Anyway, so too much of product. So the product what I'm talking about is Bausparvertrag. Yes, guys. Now, the moment you hear this term, Bausparvertrag, I'm sure in minds of 60 to 70% of the people who are out there, it's just negative, one negative big word. And I do understand that. Like I said, I myself was not a big fan of Bausparvertrag, and in many cases I still wouldn't recommend or suggest Bausparvertrag. But like I said, there are some things which people don't know. Okay, so anyways, let's try to cover those points. So I would not go deeper into what is Bausparvertrag. So basically, like the term says, what is Bausparvertrag? Bauspar, you're saving. Spar means savings. Bau means building. So you're saving money to build a house or an apartment or whatever. Yeah. And this, you put monthly amount into this. Yeah. I wouldn't say it is as an investment. I would say it is more like a savings plan. Yeah, like Spar, like the name says. So savings plan. And yeah, you save a certain amount of money, like 100, 200, 300 euros, whatever you can, into this Bausparsumme. Yeah, Bausparsumme. So Bausparsum, you put in an amount. And then later, when you need it, you can take out the money at a fixed interest rate, which you have to pay back to the Bausparkasse, which is the credit institute which pays out the money to you like a bank. So this is the basic concept. Yeah. Now what happens is that, for example, you did a Bausparvertrag for 100k, let's say. Yeah. So that means there is a condition. There are of course many conditions in this also, which I will try to explain to you as much as I can. So the one which I have personally, or I had personally, which was also pushed down to me because of my condition, that's one of the reasons why I didn't like Bausparvertrag, because yeah, whatever, bad experience. So yeah, in that case, I had to pay around 50% of the amount, that is 50,000 euros, and then I can take out the money at 0.95% interest rate, something like that. So this was the condition. So there are many conditions. Now let's talk about the cons of Bausparvertrag. The first one is that you pay around 1 to 2% of the fee, which is the abschlussgebühr, yeah, the closing amount. This 1 to 2% is gone. For 100,000 euros, if you do a Vertrag or a contract for 100,000 euros, you pay around 1,000 to 2,000 euros, depending upon the company with which you are doing this contract. So it's gone, okay? This is one of the things which I didn't like. There's a fees which goes into the pocket of your seller, yeah? And then we have a yearly fee of 15 to 20 euros, I guess. It depends again on company to company, which company is offering you the Bausparvertrag. And those are the two things. Now, the other thing is that it's a savings plan, okay? You are putting the money into it. The money is not working for you. You're putting the money, that's it. Now, why I also didn't like this? Because of the cost, first of all. The first factor is the cost. Second, if you are a regular investor, yeah, if you were putting money into an ETF or some stocks, you would be, let's say, an average return of 5 to 6%. If you were earning this, you would actually be in a much profitable position, because then you are earning money plus you have much more amount to pay off to the bank if you wanted to buy a house, or to use it as a closing cost for the remaining amount which you had to pay back to the bank. So these are the two reasons for which I didn't like the Bausparvertrag. And the third reason was the Wartenzeit. That means in some cases you might have to wait till you get this money. So for example, if you paid 300 euros per month, yeah, and after 10 years, let's say you collected 36,000 euros into this, and then you wanted to take out, using your contract, you wanted to take out the rest 36,000 or 40,000, whatever, from this Bausparvertrag, then it might take time up to 2 to 3 months for you to take out the money, up to 5-6 months also, okay? And this one reason was also mentioned with this famous YouTuber why he didn't like the Bausparvertrag, okay? Don't just make a judgment, don't just make an opinion by listening to one of the YouTubers stating his personal experience that he didn't get the money and he had to wait up to 8 months or even a year. It can happen, yes, because it depends on Bewertungszahl. But people have to tell you these things, okay? Not just tell you that, okay, don't ever invest into this because it's a shittiest product ever. It has many disadvantages because of the consultants, how the consultants are selling this product. But if they tell you, like I told you in this video, how you can use, and then tell you the pros and the cons and show you the numbers and show you the cases where you can use, then it might make sense, okay? And this is what the purpose of the video is. Now, these are the cons, okay? So you know the cons now. Now, in which situation it might be helpful? First, you should ask yourself, are you a regular investor? Are you? Ask right now. Are you one of those investors who actually backed out from the market, seeing their MSCI World, S&P 500 down by 5-6%, or stocks like even Alphabet, Amazon down by 30, 40, 50%? So, are you a consistent investor? Do you have the stomach to digest such kind of volatility? If yes is the answer, then yes, Bausparvertrag is not for you. But if no is your answer, for example, if you have an average income and you have a family, kids who you want to take care of, and you cannot take the risk of putting money into the stock market thinking that it might be a risk, yeah, then maybe Bausparvertrag is for you. Now, the second thing is, first of all, when we talk about the stock market, to take an average return of 5 to 6%, yeah, see the inflation, it's at 8 to 9%. Still, you are losing actually 3%, okay? Yeah, in Bausparvertrag, you are losing whole 8% because whole money is eaten up by the inflation. There you are losing, but you have a fixed Zinsen there. You have a fixed interest against which you will be taking out the money. So remember that. In stock market, you calculate the average return. For example, you started investing 5 6 years ago, yeah, into companies like Alphabet, Amazon, which you never thought might go lower than 50 60%. Yeah, sensible investors are ready for that, but investors who are new, not that new, who are investing since 5 years, but they still thought that okay, if I'm investing into these companies, they will never go down as much as they have now. Stocks like Amazon, Meta platforms, where people never thought that they might even lose their 4 5 6 years of gains. And this is the risk, guys, in the stock market. You have to wait when the market is not performing well. You have to wait. And if that situation ever comes that you have to take out the money, then you're at a loss. And this is why we do other options. We go in for other options, which makes you much more safe instead of taking out money at a much bigger loss. So if you talk about index investing, then yeah, you might not be in that phase, but for some indices, you still are. So this is one of the risks, guys. Yeah. And for example, after 10 years, we still have the same situation. Then would you be comfortable to take out the money at a loss? Let's talk about one more situation which can happen, yeah, in many cases, okay? So let's say that, okay, you invested into stock market and now after 15 20 years, when you have to pay back to the bank, the remaining amount, the rest schuld, now you wanted to take out this money. But let's say your stocks, yes, are in profitable position, but they are still lower than their peaks. What I mean by it is that, for example, before 2 years before you wanted to take this amount, they were up by 100 200%, but now they're up by maybe 40 50% only. And now let's say you are in a much better financial position that you can afford to keep investing this money and not take out this money and use it rather in your retirement. Yeah, so such situation can happen, and then you don't have to necessarily take out this money from your stock market, but you had another option, Bausparvetrag. In this case, you could use that money rather than taking out your money, which is not that profitable anymore, which it was 2 3 4 years ago. So you can let it work for you and keep it inside. Think about it. I'm not saying there is a perfect definite answer that this is best, this is the best. I'm not saying that. Yeah, many people would say no, Bausparvertrag no, but this is my personal opinion, guys. I calculated my numbers, I ran my numbers, and in my opinion, it makes a bit of sense. Okay, now I think that you guys do need some visualization of numbers to understand what I'm trying to say. So let's get into it. So let's run some numbers to give you guys a perspective and my personal opinion, okay? So let's say a person or we bought a house for 300,000 euros, okay? And the loan term in years, let's say around 15 years, and the interest rate would be around 4% now. So let's calculate, and the monthly installment will become around 2,200 euros. Now, I don't think that an average person with an average salary would be really comfortable with this much of an EMI. And I don't think even the banks will allow with an average salary for any expat out there to give out such a monthly installment. So now to reduce this amount in the EMI, one way is to increase the loan term. So if you increase the loan term, then of course your EMI is reduced, but then your total interest becomes 136,000 euros. And then just imagine, guys, if we just jump on to 30 years, then it becomes 215,000 euros. So yes, your monthly EMI is reducing, but at the end of your loan term, you are paying around 215,000 euros. Now, a good home loan consultant will definitely tell you that, okay, if there is no other way, that the banks are not giving you a loan amount of 300,000 euros at such interest rate, with if you cannot afford to pay 2,000 euros per month, then the banks, of course, they don't have any other way other than giving you a loan term of 30 years. So your Zinsen is locked for 30 years. So a good home loan consultant will tell you this, that okay, with this loan term, you are paying 200,000 euros in interest. So it's a huge interest. But what you can do, that maybe after 10-15 years you can change this contract. Okay, so now let's say you didn't do for 30 years, you did it for 15 years. Yeah, you said, okay, we will be able to pay 2,200 euros. Yeah, and for 30 years, of course, you will be paying 200k in just interest amount. And you have the possibility also, then if you do it for 30k for 30 years, then you can cancel it in between if the interest rates are in your favor or not, or you can refinance it again because your property would have appreciated. Okay, but in all these cases you would still be left with, let's say, 100, 120 or 150k even. Let's take 100k for being conservative, yeah, to give you guys a much more better approach. Then let's say you will be left with 100k to pay or refinance, yeah, for your Rechtsschuld. Now if we just put 100,000 euros, after 15 years you have to refinance this 100,000 euros. Let's say the house appreciated and this is not anymore 100,000 euros but 90,000 euros. Then with 4% interest rate you will still be paying, let's say, 665 euros, but an interest of around 30,000 euros. Okay, so an interest of 30,000 euros. Now, this is okay, this is good, but this is not our option. Our option is either Bausparvertrag or the investment which we saved for 15 years into an ETF. Okay, so let's go and calculate the returns from an ETF. So an initial investment of 100 euros, and let's say we are putting 300 euros into an ETF or index fund or whatever stock you like. Okay, now the length of the time in years will be 15 years for the same time as our loan term is running, and the estimated interest rate, I would say a return of 6%. And then let's calculate. So if we calculate, we get an amount of 84,000 euros. Now you guys must be thinking, oh my god, you see, Abhi, we just have to pay around 90,000 euros and we already got 84,000 euros here. But you are forgetting one thing, which is the tax on 84,000 euros. So let's go on to our calculator and type 84,000 into 0.28. Yeah, this is what capital gains tax is about. So 23,000 euros you would have to pay as capital gains tax when you take out this money, 84,000 euros, to pay off this loan amount, leftover loan amount. Okay, so that means after taxes of 28%, we would be left around 64,000 euros. Okay, so you guys still must be thinking that, yeah, Abhi, but it's still good. Okay, but now let's see if we would have spent this 300 euros into a Bausparvertrag. Okay, so in a Bausparvertrag with 300 euros in a year would mean that we saved up to 3,600 euros, and in 15 years that would mean around 54,000 euros. And that means with the Bausparvertrag, so now if we have 54,000 euros from Bauspar, yeah, we put this amount into Bauspar. So we saved, okay? We saved this amount into Bauspar and we made a Bausparvertrag of, let's say, 200,000 euros, okay? Now we can divide this Bauspar into more than unlimited amounts. I think the minimum is around 5,000 euros. So we can divide it like in a way, for example, we can make 110,000 euros, one Bausparvertrag, yeah, and the other one for 90k, okay? So now what happens is that we had this 54,000 already collected into the Bausparvertrag. Now we can leverage it. What it means that we can take out, we can cancel this Vertrag. So it has two contracts now. So this 200,000 euro Bauspar contract was divided into two contracts. Yeah, you can divide into multiple contracts, okay? But we will use this example. So now what we can do is, the condition is that we have to put around 50% of this amount. If we save, we can take out this whole amount, I mean the other part. So with 54,000 euros saved, yeah, we can take out 108,000 euros. So we can divide this contract also into, let's say, 108,000 euros, and this will be then 92,000 euros contract. Okay, so now we saved 54,000 euros and we took out another 54,000 to make this amount right here, 100k. Okay, now this 54,000 euros this 54,000 euros, which we took from the Bauspar, we have to pay back at 0.9% interest rate. Now, let's go back. So 54K at 0.9. Okay, it's not allowed. So let's assume 1%. Okay. So with 1%, we will be paying around 4,000 euros. But yeah, that's with a monthly installment of 323 euros. I took this because let's assume we'll be paying same amount. Yeah, like 300 euros for 15 more years. So we'll be paying around 4,000 euros as interest. So what is the conclusion? Well, from our ETF investment, we took 60,000 euros after paying taxes, 64,000 euros. And in Bauspar, we will have around 50,000. So 54 minus this 4,000 as an interest. So that means we have a difference of 14,000 euros. In this case, the ETF investment is winning by 14,000. But this is the point, guys. We can leverage the amount. The money which you take from here, the 60,000, that's it. It's only 60,000. The rest, you still have to finance. You would still have to finance the rest 40,000 euros. Yeah, maybe then your 40,000 euros, you might get it for 2%, 3%. Yeah, not 1% for sure. And then you would be paying, let's say, 40,000 euros, and at 2%, you will be paying 6K extra. Okay, so that means that 64K has now become 58K in a return. Do you understand me? So here we have, let's say, an approximate 10,000 euro difference. Now, of course, these are the numbers related to this 300,000 euro investment, and these numbers can really differ on condition to condition. Okay, guys, so now like we saw in this particular example, we do have a difference of 10 to 15K. Yeah, but this is a really specific example. Please remember that. So we have a difference of 10 to 15K by putting our money into Bausparvertrag or into ETF or stock market. Okay, and these numbers can seriously vary depending upon different people, different factors, the loan amount and the Restschuld amount, the money which you have to give back, the EMI structure which you have, how much down payment you did, so many other factors. So please don't take these numbers as it is. This is just to give you guys a perspective to think out of the box. Okay, so we have two things here. We have a difference of 10 to 15K, yes. So now you must be thinking, hey Abhi, 10 to 15K is not a small amount, but it is not that big amount either if you consider a span of 15 to 20 years. And on the other hand, you are leveraging this 54K from this particular example, you are leveraging this 54K and making it 108K instead of taking the money from the ETF, which was just 80, 90K. Right? And this amount can seriously increase. If it was not a 54K, if it was 60, then you would take 120K out. Okay, so in this particular example, you just have to give back 90K. You would have been left with another approximate 20K in access to invest it anywhere else. Yeah, you are giving back this 54K, you are leveraging your 54K and taking out 108K, putting 90K into Restschuld, to paying back to the bank. You're still left with 20K. This 20K you can still put back into the stock market. And then also on the other side, there are people who don't want to invest into stock market and want to be on the safer side. So then this Bausparvertrag becomes a much more safer option. It is a much more safe bet. So I just gave you guys all the numbers with all the facts laid out. From my personal perspective, from my personal opinion, I don't speak out of thin air, okay? I always speak with facts and numbers and figures. And I hope you now get a bit of an idea. The thing about this video, the purpose of this video is to not tell you if Bausparvertrag is bad or it's good, to give you guys more information so that you guys can think more and take a decision, okay? Based on my personal experience. That's why I'm here, to share my experience with you guys so that you can make a sensible, a much more efficient decision. Okay, so now let's see some other facts because of which I am a bit inclined towards a Bausparvertrag nowadays. So the chart which you see on the screen shows that from the last 20 years, the Zinsen or the interest rates have been just dropping. Yeah, and now in this another chart, in just a span of a year, the interest rates climbed by 3 to 4%, guys. So this is now the situation, and this situation can even become worse. Okay, nobody out there knew that this will happen 2-3 years ago. Okay, if somebody tells you that he knew or she knew, the person is definitely lying to you and making, a fool out of you, okay? So don't trust such guys. Don't trust such people who are financial consultants out there, like saying such things. I don't recommend to trust them. So this is the situation which we are facing right now, and we don't know in the future how it will be, okay? And therefore I bring up this chart again to explain you that in the last 20 years, you can see that the interest rates were declining, and similar effect we can see in the coming 20 years that the interest rates are climbing, okay? There is another reason to think about Bausparvertrag is that in the last 40 to 50 years, we never saw that the interest rates which were locking into a Bausparvertrag were less than the banks were giving, okay? I myself would not have considered and never would have considered a Bausparvertrag when in the last 2 years, I had a Bausparvertrag, but it was pushed down through my throat because of my situation. And that's one of the reasons why I didn't like this Bausparvertrag. But we have to come over these thoughts and we have to reanalyze our strategies for a better future, okay? So that's why I digged deeper into Bausparvertrag and I found out that, okay, this is not the situation which we had in the previous years, okay? But now this situation is different. And also, like I said, many investors are not that consistent. They might put 50 euros in one month, then 100 euros in the other month, then 200 euros in the other month, then they cut down again to 50 euros in one month, and they don't know that they are not doing the dollar cost averaging properly. And if you are not doing your dollar cost averaging properly each and every month consistently, you might not reach even that 6 to 7% return. That's what I'm trying to say, guys, okay? So now that's one part, okay, about investing and saving, okay? Now imagine the interest rate, it's still at 3 to 4%. We don't know, yeah? We don't know if it will be at 3 to 4%, whatever. If it's 3%, then he would have to refinance again at 3%. And then, yes, he can keep on putting the money into an ETF or whatever, but that's a situation again. Will you be consistent? And do you know at that particular time, will you be comfortable enough to take out the money from your stock market? Then you're tied up for more years. That's why I'm not saying it's 100%. No, this is what I'm talking about. You can make your own decision. I'm just saying, I'm just speaking out loud, my personal opinion. So apart from that now, this is just about buying a house, okay, and paying off the debt which you take from the bank. But now let's say something happens, the Green Party is in power and then they ask you to change the windows to make houses much more energy efficient. For example, in one of my houses, I have to change my oil tanks and that might cost me around 25,000 euros, okay? Such costs can come. Any house renovation. In those cases, yeah, you can use a blanco darlehen. Yeah, a blanco darlehen means that you're using a blank credit without paying a single penny into this contract. You can take out the money, and that I think the maximum limit is 50,000 euros. And you can use that, but of course, the bank sees that will you be able to pay about that or whatever. Yeah, house renovation cost and stuff like that. But on the other hand, you can also use the Bausparvertrag for that. For such things. So this one contract is actually helping you in different aspects. And guys, one other reason why I'm inclined a bit towards Bausparvertrag is because you can actually use this Bausparvertrag for many other cases, which I cannot discuss. I wish I could discuss, but I cannot discuss this officially and legally. But a good financial consultant should definitely tell you how you can effectively use this Bausparvertrag in many other cases. And this is one of the main reasons which actually helped me in case of my crisis. I just tried to give you guys my personal opinion. So the basic gist is, are you guys confident enough to consistently invest? Because I know from my personal group of patrons, people left the stock market because they saw these crises. Are you consistent enough? Yeah. Do you have other responsibilities for which you think that you don't want to risk your money into the stock market, even if we know that the stock market returns might give you around 6 to 7 to 8% average returns if you just put into ETFs? If not, then this might be a good product for you, might be, okay? And there are many other cases which I cannot discuss in this video because It depends on cases to cases, people to people, if it makes sense, if it doesn't make sense. And that only a good financial consultant can tell you, a good financial consultant, okay? And one of the other reasons why I like this, because it never happened in the past, I think 50, 60 years, that the Zinsen locked in the Bauspar is 0.9 to 1.7 lower than what the banks are offering you. Really low, like 3 to 4 times low. So guys, again, don't make a final judgment based on this single video. I'm not a financial consultant, though I am telling you more than many of the financial consultants out there, certified financial consultants out there. I'm giving you much more information and much more efficient information which you can use in your favor, the information, okay? This is another message which I want to give you through this video, is that instead of listening to those YouTubers who are not so well acquainted with their finances, I mean, yeah, they might have big businesses, but they are not into the financial system so deep. They have financial consultants, okay, but they themselves are not well acquainted with each and every tool out there in the financial system. So instead of looking and making judgments and hating a particular product from listening to those YouTubers, you should be inclined more towards YouTubers like, for example, Vanakkam Germany, Balaji. He is a certified financial consultant and he gives you a really good idea. Yeah, and he will tell you everything and the pros and cons of every single product. And then we have Ajay Dhingra. He's one of the Indian home loan consultant and Indian German home loan consultant, and he has a vast experience. So rather look up to these guys. Yeah, and trust me, I'm not taking these names because I earn something from them. No. I'm not earning anything when I refer some people to them. There is nothing, no hidden cost, no hidden agenda, nothing. So this video, like I said, I'm not trying to sell you a Bausparvetrag because I'm not a financial consultant, and I'm just trying to help you guys. There are many people out there who need help, and there are many people out there who approach me and they think that Bausparvertrag is a really bad product, and it's just that I want to help you guys out, and that's it. Okay, so that's it guys, that's all. I know the video has been quite long, but I could not cover this topic in just a span of 4 to 5 minutes. I'm sorry for that. So I hope that you guys will be patient enough to watch the full video and get a particular amount of information which is needed and which is important for you guys out there. I made this video for you guys. I'm not getting any benefit from this except the views, and I don't care about the views either. That's why you can see that I don't post videos consistently, because it's just a hobby for me. I don't really earn anything from YouTube. My main streams of income are different, okay? So this is why I'm doing this, because I love it. I love to educate people, educate myself. And again, guys, if I'm wrong somewhere and if I'm missing some points, then feel free to use the comment section, okay? And share your experiences with me, which experiences you had with the Bausparvertrag. If they were bad, I am sure the comment section will be blown with bad experiences only, if there will be any. Yeah, but please feel free to use the comment section and correct me if you think I'm wrong somewhere, okay? So I'm open to all the criticism. I'm open to all the comments. Feel free to use the comment section. And then I will see you in the next one. Until then, stay safe, stay happy, and ciao.